And of course, when talking of investments, the India growth story cannot be ignored. Indian stocks are surging. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's oath-taking ceremony signals political stability, but focus remains on the country's upcoming budget and the monetary policy. And to talk about this, we're now being joined by Andrew Holland, CEO of Vendors Capital Public Markets Alternate Strategies, LLP, live from Mumbai. Thank you so much for joining us on World Business Watch. So I wanted to begin by asking you, can you explain the euphoria behind the Indian markets rally following the sell-off on election result day?
I wouldn't say it's euphoria. I think it was more of the fact that, once the dust had settled, everyone realized that, maybe it wasn't as bad as the initial thinking. I think the exit polls just threw everybody. And I think that was, that kind of day was just about, having missed by such a wide mark, what the implications were. But as the days rolled after that, it was really kind of, the feeling that it could be back to business as usual. And I think that's where we ended up. And that's where the market's thinking we are today. Obviously, we have to wait to see which ministries are changed, if any. And then the big one, as you mentioned before, was really the budget and what's going to happen there. So I think, we're probably going to, probably tread a little bit of water now. I think the market's recovered from that shock of the exit poll results. But there's still a lot more to go for now in terms of what is the monetary policy. Will it be more populist, less populist than the market's expecting, and so forth.
Absolutely, sir. In fact, I was just going to come to this. Will the budget be the next big event for investors in India? And also, of course, what will investors be looking for in this budget?
Well, I think, in the previous interim budget, I think the government had given the kind of capex plans that they had. And I think, the 100-day plan is seeing a rollout of orders. I think the market will take a lot of comfort in that. Particularly in the kind of defense, railways, infrastructure, renewable energy and power. In terms of order giving, I think that would be good for the markets in terms of stability. I think, depending on who the finance minister is, but depending there's no change, I think we'll always start thinking about capital gains tax again. Is there going to be any changes? Is it to the rate of capital gains tax, or is it to the duration of holding stocks? So I think these are things which will kind of keep the market a little bit more volatile ahead of the budget. But I think the government fortunately has this RBI dividend, so they do have that flexibility to be a little bit more populist in any measures that they want to do without hurting the fiscal deficit. So the good news is growth. Order books, will start to be filled in terms of the capex over the next, 6 to 9 months, and the fiscal deficit, the target of 5.1% should not be under any pressure.
All right, sir, and I have to ask every time I ask this question. I almost expect. I think I know what the answer is going to be. Does Nifty 50 look poised to touch 24K in 2024?
So we've always said that, earnings growth, should be around that kind of, 13 to 15%. And that's what our kind of Nifty target would be in line with earnings growth. So yeah, 24,000 should be doable this year.
All right. Mr. Holland, thank you so much for joining us on World Business Watch with your insights on this.
Thank you.
For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.